Hello everybody. I'm heading out today to go back to the Colonial field that I've been finding all the items at that you've seen in my other videos. And of course I'm using the Garret AT Pro. Now I have this set up in Pro Zero with iron discrimination at about 22, 26. Now the reason why I run so low down there, I usually don't dig anything that low. But the thing about it is that if you cut your iron disc too wide and get up like near 35, 40, there's some items like buttons and things that I'm digging really low that will give a clean tone, but the readout will be choppy and you won't get a real good readout on it because the Garrett's trying to actually eliminate that discrimination that you've actually set in the machine. So I opened that window up a little bit more, so I'm down in there and I'm hearing iron. It's very noisy, but it is giving me the ability to go a little deeper and hear the targets a lot better. Now, the numbers do jump around a lot at that depth, but I'm not too concerned about the numbers at that point. I'm listening to the tone. There's been some things that I've dug down there that have been in the 10 plus range as far as depth that aren't giving me a very good readout, and I'm not concerned with that because the sound is excellent. I've even gotten some high-pitched tones on some buttons and some other items that were, they required to be digged, but by just actually looking at the meter and going by the meter is not always the best aspect when digging with the Garret. So we're going to go out there and try it again today. I'm using the 5x8 coil, and because I'm going to be in the sorghum field and up into another section of the cornfield that still has some stalks in there. With the bigger coil, I do get a couple extra inches of depth, but it doesn't always play out well when you're out there in the field because there's a lot of obstacles to maneuver around. So anyway, let's head out there, and I'll be back with my first dig.
So I'm here at the site now. These are the fields behind me that have that I've been finding the Colonial artifacts in, and it's a beautiful fall day. It's not windy at all. The temperature is like 68 degrees. I got a long sleeve shirt on. I'll probably lose that later on if I get a little hot, but I'm gonna hit this first field here where you can see the sorghum stalks are still on the field, and that's why I got my small coil on my AT Pro. Like I said, I'm running this at in Pro Zero. Iron discrimination about 22 to 26, and sensitivity I crank it all the way up unless I get in an iron infested area, and then I drop it down one notch below max. But and then up there on the hill, you can see up on the hill where the real green stuff is, where there's no stalks, is where I'm finding the Colonial buttons and buckles and things of that nature. But right here is where I'm finding the early 1900 silver coins, Indian heads, and the barber in my last video. But anyway, stick around. I'll show you my next, where I show you my first find. Thanks.
Alright, so I've been out here for about an hour and a half, and down on the other field when I was using a small coil, it didn't work out too well. So I've moved on up here, and I'm taking it low and slow with my big coil. Still running, I'm running 24 iron disc, Pro Zero, sensitivity, max. This came up, about 70 on the meter, and I dug it up and I just pinpointed it. And there it is. It is another thimble. Check that out. This is number 4 from the site. Really nice shape. Of course it's bent over a little bit, but not a big deal. I'll take it. So there's the first Colonial artifact of the day, and I'll be back with my next find. Alright, second target, not more than 2 feet away from where I dug the thimble, and I dug down in about, I don't know, 6 inches, and I've located a piece of the buckle that I dug up last on the other video. So there's another piece of the buckle that I found in the last video, so I'll just have to add that to it.
This is the part here. You can see where the attachment was for the middle of it. Probably a pin went in there and came across the front of the buckle. So there's another piece of it. Maybe I'll find the rest of it. I'll be back with my next find. Okay, I got a really scratchy signal here in the middle 60s, and I finally pinpointed it here over on the side of the hole. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's got a shimmering sign to it. It almost doesn't look like a coin because it's like too long. It looks fairly big too, maybe 1/4 inch high there. I see something, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to extract it here live. Let me get my shovel here. Try to get beside it here. Here, it just popped out. Not exactly sure what that is. Oh, it's a button with some gold gilt on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get that. Hold on here, let me get my other glove off, and that way I can hold on. I'll stop it. Alright, so I got my other glove off now. I can see that now. It's some sort of a design on there. Gold gilt. But it's definitely a button. Shank's still on there. Cool. Isn't that neat? So let me get the brush out here a little bit, and then I'll have another look at it. So there you can see it. I cleaned the back of it. So since it was sitting in the hole, kind of like upside down like that in the hole, and they don't plow this field, they just disc it. So that's why on the other side here, I'll show you, it's still got the gold gilt on it. It does have a back mark on it, but since the fertilizer and stuff that they spray on the field really tore that up, and that's the only reason that the front of it actually has survived. You can see it probably was hit by a disc or a plow at one time right there. But that's really neat. That's one of the first intact buttons I found out of here that has the gilt still on it. Just a civilian button, but hopefully when I get it home and cleaned up, I'll be able to see what that back mark is. It's definitely an older style back mark. You can see it there a little bit. What they called a depressed channel raised mark in there, and once I get it cleaned up, I'll be able to identify the maker and then get a date on it too. I'll be back with my next find. So next target is a I believe it's just a musket ball on the side of the hole there. Man, these things come up screaming high. 76. So I'll just, it's really in there. Let me get my shovel, hand shovel. Get caught up in my leads here. So go right beside it. There we go. Focus. Okay. Yeah. Fired musket. Yeah, it's flat on one side, isn't it? Yep. Pretty cool. Be back with my next find. Alright, so it's been a little while since my last dig, but I came up here on the top of the ridge where I think the actual home site was, right up here. And it's really trashy, so I'm working slow, and then I dug that button up there, which has some silver wash on it, which is kind of neat. No shank, but it does have some silver color to it. Pretty cool. I'll be back with my next find. Alright, so I've come over here to the other side where, you know, over there in that field, the buttons and the coins I found, except for the silver ones, you know, the large cents that I've posted on TreasureNet, they come out pretty bad because they use fertilizer over there. So I jumped the fence, come over here, and I'm really running hot over here. I'm running 22 on my iron disc, and I'm running full sensitivity, and it's really noisy. But every once in a while I can pick out a signal over here where I've really dug probably about 50 Colonial flat buttons. Down here in the hole,
I see something down here, and I'm not exactly sure what it is yet, but it almost looks like a pewter button. So I'm going to go ahead and extract that out of the hole. See what that is. Yep, that's what it is. It's a pewter button. And these don't stand up at any rate. They really get in bad shape, so yeah, there it is. So it's another button. I'll take it. See you at the next hole. Oops. Alright guys, like I said, I'm running super hot. I've changed my iron disc a little bit. I'm running, take a look here. I'm running iron disc at 27 Pro Zero. Extremely high sensitivity. And I got a great signal here. And I dug down. I'm going to show you, I am like way down in the ground here. So let me get my shovel because I'm getting ready to extract it here, but I was being a little careful because it's way down in there. And I might have a buckle here of some sort. But let's look to see how deep this is. My pinpointer is still going on, but it's down in there. Right there. It looks to be a buckle. There's a design on the top of it there. I'm hoping that that is my first complete frame buckle. And let me show you how deep this is. This is extremely deep. So my shovel here, as you can see, goes to filled on the other side. Like there's 8 inches to 8, 9, 10, probably 11 inches long. And I'm gonna set it right there, and so you can see I'm way down in there, and the end of the shovel is a little above the ground there, but I can only kick the coil across here about that high. So I got that signal that deep. So right now I'm gonna try to get it out of there. I'm not gonna pull it out because like the last time I had a buckle, I thought. I'm gonna dig over here on this side down to the same depth, and I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna come back and film the extraction because I'm pretty sure that that's a buckle. I hope it is. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Let me get my other glove off here. Like I said, I dug over here. It's not a buckle, but it is a piece of ornate something or other. So it's thick too. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, you know what that is? That's a purse. Check that out. That is the end of a purse. Isn't that amazing looking? Look at that. That's the buckle catch. Wow, that's big too. So let me man, I should probably investigate this hole a little better. See if there's anything else down in there. But there's where it was laying. Way down in there. So I guess I'm gonna have to dig this hole out and really investigate what's down in there. But that's what it is. It's the frame off of a purse. Let me brush that off and then I'll come back and get another. Okay, so there it is, cleaned up, and that would explain probably why I dug that down that deep. I mean, 11 inches. That's a huge chunk of whatever. I mean, it's silver plate. I can see on the end here. I don't know if you can tell on here or not, but you can see like the brass coming through and everything. But what a cool relic, man. That got my heart pumping. I did dig down in here in the hole a little bit to see if I could find anything. I was hoping that it rotted open and there was a whole bunch of silver coins down there. Gold would have been better, but anyway, have to wait till I get home and clean that up when I do the roundup and show it to you. But that's a great find. Awesome. I'll be back with my next one. Alright, I'm back. I got another good signal here. I dug it down pretty far there. It's, oh, I don't know, it was 8 inches at least. And I finally got it out of the hole here, and I pinpointed it to there. And I'm not exactly sure what it is. I imagine it's a button. It's round, so we'll see what it is now. Yeah, I'd say that's a button. Probably get the shanks on the back here. Yep. A little smushed, but still a button, Colonial button. They're still being pulled out of here. So I'll be back with my next one. Alright, I got another one. A teeny tiny button. Teeny tiny cuff button. Kind of neat. There it is. And it's still got the shank on it, and it's pretty neat. I'll be back with my next one. Okay, I got another one. This one was showing up at 60, and I dug it about 6 inches deep there, and I pinpointed it into there. And it just looks like another button again. Take a look here. Oh, pretty cool. Yep. Super thin. Super thin. I can't see. It doesn't look like it has a shank on it or anything now. Or did. Well, I'm not sure what that is. Let me get the brush at it, and if it's something other than a button, I'll come back and show you. Now it starts to get dark. It probably doesn't look like it on the film, but it's a lot darker than it was. I have to call it quits here soon. I hate to, because I'm starting to get into a little bit of a button field here on this knoll, coming down off the knoll back down into, or it really goes down in there to the woods. But yeah, I got another button down there in the hole. Doing pretty good today. Kind of neat. I already pulled it out, but I wasn't sure what it was. But obviously it's a button. I'll be back with my next find. Okay guys, it's time for a roundup here. I did pretty well today. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buttons, thimble, pistol bullet, lead, a bigger caliber here. That's nice. Here, I'll go over the stuff a little closer and in detail. Of course, the heart stopper here. I'll see if I can't get a better. Let you see the design on that. That's really neat. Purse. Man, I thought for sure I was going to find some money stuck in with that, but it didn't happen. There's always next time. It's the same design on both sides. Like I said when I was out there in the field, I don't believe it's silver. I'm pretty sure. You can tell by the end of it here. You can see how it's brass is showing through, but still a really ornate piece of I don't know, accessorizing, you know, for women, and really like that. Was a heart stopper though. Wish there was some coins inside there. That would have been really interesting. So let's get a couple more close-ups here. Of course, there's the pistol bullet that I had found. This button here. Seen better days. It got smushed there. At least the shank's still there, but you can tell that it got hurt pretty good at one point in its life. And close up more of a fired round musket ball. That pretty much impacted something really good. And this really nice ornate gold gilt button. It's really bad on the other side. I did pull out and see that it is a raised mark depressed channel, and it does say Scoville on there, and that's about all I can make out. I'm sure I could look it up in my button. I got an Albert's button book, and I could date it a little bit better. I do know that the raised mark depressed channel is a little older than 1800 or late 1800s. It's more like Civil War era. Some more buttons here. Of course, no back mark, shank's missing. Just a Colonial flat. This silver wash one here They're pretty neat. I found a few of those out there. No back mark on that as well. And miniature cuff button here. And that actually shanks intact and everything. Looks pretty good. And another cuff size button. That just says Gilt on it. I don't know if you can see it there or not, but shank's missing. Another Colonial flat, shank's missing. Pewter button. Of course, they don't last very well on the ground. That's why you don't find any Revolutionary War era buttons or War of 1812 buttons. Kind of hard to find any pewter buttons that are still intact, especially when you find them out in the farmer's field. I mean, that the fertilizer just eats them up. And another button, no shank, and of course number 4 thimble from out there in the field. I think they're kind of neat. This one got pretty crushed up good. It's got a hole in the top of it though. Kind of neat. Interesting. Unless somebody would have put a hole in it. Maybe they repurposed it for something else. And part of the buckle. I brought the other piece out here. You can see that the mechanism went in there like that. And I went ahead and dug out from my relic case the other part of my buckle that I found last time that was down the bottom of the hole. And if you can see this or not, probably 50% of the way there getting it completed. Be nice if I had the whole thing. See how it says in here, what pieces are missing. That's kind of neat. So all in all, I had a good day. Finds are getting few and far between. I got to work for them. But hey, that's the name of the game. You know, being outside and metal detecting's most of the fun, if you ask me. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed by now, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, and I can almost guarantee there's going to be a lot neater things coming up soon. I got some more permissions to go check out, which I'll probably be getting into next week, and it looks pretty promising. So good luck and happy hunting, everybody, and thanks for watching.